Be nice. Well, a flash crash would be interesting, but it's never gonna happen again because everyone has adjusted their algos. So we're never gonna see a flash crash again in the markets. It happened because the algos were unprepared. No one had, prepared for it. But now they all have measures in place. Did I add? No, I covered it. It's down 35% in a week. That's I got what I wanted out of this trade. Now it's probably gonna bounce back to 35.40 or something. I think it's overdone. Look at the Bitcoin chart, like it could very easily bounce back and shop around for a few months without going lower. So I just covered that one. You know what? The cryptos could be mean-reversion plays, absolutely. I don't know about, this. I don't know. Like, they could be. Like, I think, they had some panic selling. I don't know. Not for me. Not my type of setup. Like, this ETHE would be for me if it, was down all day today, closed week, and then gaps down tomorrow too. That would be my mean-reversion play for me. Oh, of course, everything can always drop further, but I'm talking about specific trades. DQ for a short? No. Better to short the larger caps and ETFs if you really wanna get into the shorting game, or if it's like a parabolic. Man, I'm a little bit pissed about the IWN gap down. Too bad it gap. Would have been better if it. I took a bit bigger loss than I wanted it. Than I, had planned for, but that's what happens. Sometimes you shit gaps below your stop. That's why position sizing is very important. I was actually long it yesterday for a bounce. I thought it was maybe would run up to the 50-day or something, but it closed weak. At the same time, I saw the spies losing it, breaking below this, getting rejected on the sideways 20 and the declining 10. I just got rid of it, ARKK, and went short SPXL. Oh, TTD, that's a bear flag. Breakdown type of a... I don't really do much of these types of patterns on individual stocks, but when the markets are weak, they tend to work well. But I'd rather just do ETFs or like very liquid large mega caps that had big run-ups. I find those are a bit easier. AMD also like a little bit of a bear flag type of a setup. There's a lot of them, they're all, square. But this Roblox is setting up nicely. It's one of the very few great looking stocks I see. Recent IPO, actually a company whose product I really like. I kind of like their stuff. Yeah, that's the thing, you gotta listen to the market. Like the market is gonna tell you. You can't be 100% sure, but if you remember what I said about Roblox a few days ago, like it's never a good sign when you only have like one good-looking stock. It's not a good sign. Gotta listen to the market. Like the market will give you the clues. Sometimes it will give you a little bit confusing signs, especially like the past couple of months. It's been like, oh, is it gonna be great? And things look like shit, and things look like great. But overall, it feels like the conditions have been worsening over the past, lately, over the past month. If you study the charts of the big runners in the late 90s, they all look like this. They went up thousands of percent in a few years, and then it would just kept going down for, years on end. So, don't underestimate these things. This is why, if you're a trader, it's so important to study history and really study how stocks move, uptrends, downtrends. It's the same thing over and over again. Yeah, but Pradeep has a lot of other stuff too. He trades with a small account. He doesn't scale his account the same way. He trades for cash flow nowadays. So, he can afford to go very heavy in one stock because it's, he has a lot of side businesses from what I've understood. He has like a bunch of franchises and stuff. He owns a lot of like I think like, I don't know if it's restaurants or car shops or whatever it is. I don't remember, but he has a lot of stuff going on his side. So It's not like most of his net worth is in his and he has bought a few houses too, so it's not like me where 95% of my net worth is in my accounts. Yeah, car dealerships, yeah, auto repair shops, yes, exactly. Yeah, me too. I just want a directional move that lasts for a few weeks or few months, but we're not getting it. But that's what the market does a lot of the time, These are the hardest markets to trade. Markets that go straight up, like most of last year, super easy. Markets that go straight down, like late February to late or mid-March last year, they're not that hard to trade because there's just not much to do for me personally. It's the range-bound markets that are the worst. But the good thing is that range-bound markets usually resolve in one or two ways. They either go up a lot or they go down a lot. This BNTX it's a beautiful setup. It's just absolutely beautiful. But this type of setup is, it hasn't been really working that well. Well, actually, there haven't been many of these over the past 3 months. But this one is one of the few outstanding stars right now. Overall, the vaccine names, well, at least mRNA and BNTX, they're both holding up really well. And this thing just, they can't bring it down. Like Nasdaq and all, there's been some weakness, yesterday and today. And this thing just still builds higher lows. It's back in the range here. That's exactly what you want to see. It's beautiful. Yeah, BNTX, Roblox are the only games in down. But the thing is, the market, keeps showing weakness. But these things just keep bouncing back. And once, the markets, pick a direction, these things are gonna explode. Unless, the direction is down. But, I'm looking some of these, indices like Nasdaq. I'm looking at stuff like the small cap, Russell. We're still building higher lows. The only thing I really think is, looks vulnerable here is really the SPYs. The SPYs would, it would be nice if we get a rotation out of the SPYs and into Nasdaq. Because since February, we had, the SPYs have been going up while the Nasdaq has been going down. But it would be nice if we get a few months of, Nasdaq going up, SPYs going down. Like range-bound markets can be traded if you're very short-term. Like if you're a day trader or a very short-term swing trader, like 3 to 5 day time horizon. But that's not really what I do. I want to make big trades, catch big moves. DQ looks great. It keeps surfing this 150-day moving average and keeps building higher lows. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes to 150 or something later this year. Like you can see, like, the strong things are really standing out on a day like this. SC, Mealy, no, not Mealy, sorry. Not that it matters yet, because I don't think these stocks are ready to make any big moves. But you gotta pay attention. You always have to. Right now I'm heavily net short, but I'm still looking, for all of these signs. Like I'm always listening to the market. That's what you should always be doing. You should never get comfortable in a position. Always look for signs. Always listen to the market. Or should I add to SPXL? SPXL is weaker than Tesla. You always want to be in the things that show relative strength if you're long, and you want to be short the ones that show relative weakness. Yeah, guys, don't blame everything on Musk, okay? All the cryptos are down, including Doge. Like, you're gonna tell me it's because of, Elon Doge is down? Like, it's the dumbest thing ever. Now the blame game is starting, People have buying these things that are up, thousands of % in a few months, and now they go down, and now the blame game starts. It's the same thing over and over and over again. We saw the same thing when the cryptos went bust in 2017 after their huge runs. And now, just the same thing. No matter what the asset class or the market or the country or whatever. Don't be that guy. Don't be a victim, guys. Educate yourselves. I don't want any fucking victims in here. Anytime you lose money on anything, it's your fault. No one else's. Yeah, looks like I covered GBTC near the lows. Very good. Let's see, where did I cover it? I think here, you can even see my candle here. Let's see. here, this candle here. Well, was about a buck off the lows. Because, yeah, I mean, like, you know, Bitcoin was, you know, it just had a huge move down. How much was Bitcoin down on the day? At one point it was down like, what, 20%? You know, and it was already down like 30% in the, like, 2 weeks prior, or like week and a half prior. So, I mean, it's pretty much been cut in half over the past 2 weeks. So, you know, just the odds of it further going down, straight down, the odds are not great. You know, things get stretched and, you know, risk reward shifts, and you gotta get out. You gotta book profits. On the long side, though, it works a bit differently, because things can keep going higher for, you know, longer than things can keep going lower, because the mathematics work out differently. Roblox going, yeah, I mean, Roblox, look, as soon as the market pressure lifts, this thing could break out and double in a few weeks. You know, it looks incredible. A little bit of a wide range. It would be nice if it tightened up for a few days. Like tightened up in this 70, say 72, 76 area, you know, 2-3 days, and then broke out. IGV, the software ETF, building higher lows. It's actually been building higher lows for a long time. Just needs to kind of tighten up here. Like, this is a proxy for a lot of the stocks, you know, like the growth names, the software names, previous leaders. It's holding up great. So, you know, these are the signs you gotta keep track of. You know, if it can keep going sideways and tighten up in this low mid 300 or this, you know, 340, 360 area for a few weeks, you know, it could have a great flag. You know, rocket launch sign, potentially.